The phone vibrated in my palm while the priest was still speaking. Not loudly, just enough to be noticed by me. I stared at the screen like it had grown teeth. My son's name glowed back at me. His old number. Disconnected. Buried. Certified. It's dark in here, but I'm not underground. Help me. The air left my lungs without permission. Around me, people cried on cue, hands clasped, heads bowed, a performance of grief rehearsed too well. My hands shook as I typed. Who is this? The reply came before I could lock the screen. Don't trust anyone. Please check the casket. I looked up. My wife stood beside me, eyes red, face folded into believable sorrow. Her hand tightened around mine, a grounding gesture, a controlling one. I pulled free. My legs moved before my thoughts caught up. Gravel crunched. Someone whispered my name. Someone tried to stop me. I didn't slow. The casket waited where we had placed it, polished, sealed, final. I forced the lid open with raw strength I didn't know I still had. The inside was empty. No body, no child. Just one thing resting neatly in the velvet lining. A second phone, buzzing. I didn't scream. That surprised me. I closed the lid, slowly, carefully, like I was tucking a secret back into place. Then I picked up the phone and slipped it into my jacket before anyone could see. The funeral continued. Of course it did. It always does. That night, after the house filled with casseroles and hollow condolences, I sat alone in my son's room. Everything was untouched, too untouched. His backpack still leaned against the wall. His shoes were gone. Not misplaced, removed. I powered on the phone. Messages, call logs, location pings that didn't align with the story I had been told. The accident, the fire, the closed casket recommendation. I remembered how quickly my wife had accepted every explanation, how she had answered questions for me, how she had signed forms while I stared at the floor. I had called it strength. I was wrong. I checked the bank records next, accounts I hadn't looked at in months, transfers, withdrawals, a pattern forming just beneath the surface. Then the email, an unsent draft on the phone. We can't keep lying. He's starting to ask questions. No name, but I knew who wrote it. The betrayal didn't arrive all at once. It seeped in, slow, precise, like poison measured carefully to avoid detection. My son hadn't died. He had been removed. I didn't confront her. I kissed her goodnight. I told her I was grateful she was holding everything together. I meant it in a way she didn't understand. Over the next week, I became invisible, the grieving husband, the broken father. No one notices a man they've already buried emotionally. I pulled phone records, old ones, cross-referenced numbers. One appeared too often. A man I knew vaguely, a friend from work. I followed patterns, not people. A rented storage unit, paid in cash. A school transfer request submitted but never finalized. Medical records altered, not erased, just redirected. Professional, not panicked. That was the part that hurt the most. This wasn't a desperate act. It was a plan. At night, I replayed every memory. Every moment I'd been distracted, every time my son had looked at me like he wanted to say something but didn't know how. I answered his messages carefully. I'm working on it. Stay quiet. Do not trust her. The reply that finally broke me came at 2:14 a.m. I knew you'd figure it out. I waited until she felt safe again. That took exactly 12 days. I placed the phone on the kitchen table between us while she drank her coffee. Didn't say a word. She stared at it, then at me. Then she started to cry. Not denial, not anger, relief. He's better off, she said finally. You don't understand. I nodded. I already did. The man from work wasn't just a lover. He was the escape plan, the new life.
My son wasn't dead. He was relocated, reprogrammed, given a new story where I was the unstable risk. They hadn't trusted me with the truth, so they erased me. She reached for my hand. I didn't pull away. I let her talk. That was her mistake.
The confrontation wasn't loud. It didn't need to be. I had already sent the evidence, financial fraud, falsified documents, custodial interference, to the right people, quiet people, efficient ones. I slid a single envelope across the table. Court filings, timelines, copies. Her face drained as she flipped through them. "I know," I said calmly, "and now they do too." She collapsed inward, begged, promised, explained. I watched like a stranger. When the authorities came, I didn't speak. I didn't need to. As they led her away, she turned back once. I met her eyes. Nothing there. My son came home 3 months later, older, quieter, changed. So was I. We didn't talk about the funeral, or the casket, or the phone that rang from the dead. Some truths don't need words. At night, I still feel the vibration in my hand sometimes, phantom reminders of how easily love can be weaponized. I don't rage anymore. I don't wonder. I did what needed to be done, and when I finally buried the second phone,